Hey there, this is Aaron Martin, Director of Sales and Engineering at MTI Systems, and I'm going to make a quick video on the new 3DFX assembly option. As an existing customer, you qualify for this new option free of charge. The only thing it requires is a new license key. So if you want to take advantage of this new option, if you're a 3DFX user, just let us know and we'll get a new license key sent over to you. So in order to use this option, you're basically going through your typical day-to-day process, but you're working from the top down instead. So in a sense, prior to this new option, you were creating your individual parts and then creating your assembly parts and pulling those child components into that part number. When we use the new option with 3DFX, we're kind of working the other way. So we're starting from the top. So you're going to go ahead and create a new part, put in your assembly part number, and then you'll notice down on the lower left where our 3DFX section is, we've got a new option, assembly. So we select assembly, we add the assembly file to the estimate. Okay, and then we move on, click OK, and then we just go ahead and put in our assembly quantity requirements. Say we're going to do 5. And then we launch 3DFX. So you go ahead and launch 3DFX the same way you've been going about it all this time. I prefer to right click on part information and launch it that way. So we've got the assembly launched, nice simple assembly to work with. I'll split screen so you can see both programs running side by side. Okay, so the point and purpose of the 3DFX assembly option is that we can speed up the development of the assembly. So one of the first things we want to take advantage of is creating the BOM. So in order to do that, once you've launched it, you're going to, back in Costimator, you're going to right click on part information again and select import assembly. So that creates the part numbers, whatever the BOM structure might be. I've got a nice simple one here. So I've got the part numbers here. You can click on those part numbers. We'll display what part it is in 3DFX. And you'll see on this one here, already got some costs associated to it. So if you're importing a BOM and after doing so, any of those part numbers reside in maybe your purchase item database or your manufactured part database, we'll pull in that part information for you automatically. So that's what I'm seeing here with this one. This part was already part of my purchase item database, got the pricing coming in and the number of parts. Now we want to go ahead and see what it looks like to estimate one of these parts. So I've got the BOM in here, and let's say I want to estimate this part. So what you're going to do is right click on it and show part. So that's already existing functionality. You can do that today in any assembly. You can right click on a part and show it. Okay, so I'm going to work on this one part here. And the first thing I need to do is I need to go up to part information. And if I want to run 3DFX on this part, I've got to go to part information, specify what kind of part type it is. So let's say it's sheet metal. And if you're using templates, most of our customers working in sheet metal do, you would select your appropriate template. I'll just use my laser bend template here. So in order to isolate this part and find features, after you add your quantity, you're going to right click and select recognize features. Okay, we see that removes the other component parts. The part's isolated, it's run feature recognition on it. We're able to proceed to the material step. So when you're selecting your material, same choices apply today as they did before. You would either select a custom or maybe you've got a stock database you're taking advantage of. So picking your material, no different. I'm going to pick this piece right here. And then we can complete the material step. Click next, part dimensions are in there automatically for you. Finish off that step pretty easily. And then if you're a template user, again, most of our sheet metal customers would be, so in this example, I would run a template. No different. I'm going to run the template. So we're going to select create routing from 3DFX, run that part, Okay, and again, I can kind of look at my templates and say, okay, for this, this part, I don't need those since they were part of my template, painting, pack, and ship. They didn't apply to this scenario, so I can remove them and done. I'm done with that part now. Okay, and then you repeat the process. So you're basically kind of just, once you've got one part done, you show another part. You come up here and you specify what you want to do. Okay, on these parts, we'll do some milling. Got my quantities there, ready to go. Isolate and say recognize features. Okay, we add our material. We'll do a custom material for this one here. Use some more aluminum. We'll do some rectangle. Just add some material pricing here. Okay, and then again, how you estimate your parts. In the case of machining, some of our customers might be using templates. Some customers, they just may want to add their own operations. That's pretty common as well. So maybe I just want to add a couple of machining ops, add some times. So let's throw some first step facing on this operation, get features, pass those over, and we can take the rest of these features, pass those over to this op. Get features, done with that part. Save and close the part. So I've just completed that process. I don't see any costs yet because I haven't calculated. So I can just refresh this assembly part number here. I'll see that I've completed those parts and my process is done. Okay, so that's a general overview of how we go about using the new 3DFX option. Any other questions you might have on how to use it, or comments, feedbacks, or any issues, please let us know. Okay, thanks for your time.